when a man decides that he is going to chuck the deuce and leave, it's very hard to reel him back in. It's better to fix it while you in the house with this man instead of giving him the opportunity to go out there and taste and see.
Whenever men leave women for disrespecting them, she's gonna get to a point where she's all like, at this point, I'm willing to do anything just to get him back. But don't fucking take her back no matter what. Because when you don't take her back, no matter all the crying, the begging, the manipulation, her being sorry, not because she hurt you, but because she's facing the consequences, you are unforgettable. Because most guys are forgettable once they leave, but they come back and they take her back and then they give her full access again. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Whenever I leave people, I don't go back. I fucking stand on it because I left you for a reason. I ain't gonna go back. I'm not weak. I'm not gonna make you feel like you did nothing to make me feel like I needed to leave. Fuck that. 101 Coaching in bio.
They only come back for revenge. Too many guys look back and end up going through more humiliation. Don't look back.
Have we noticed that whenever a man leaves a woman and he's the one to end the relationship, he's always painted as like a villain, especially if they're public figures, because all of a sudden the whole internet goes crazy and all of a sudden he's a piece of shit. How dare a man leave a woman? How dare a man break up with a woman, right? Like that's literally how they paint it if a guy is the one that ends the relationship. But the roles reversed, if a woman leaves a man, it's a celebration. Oh, well, he probably deserved it. He probably cheated. He probably did this. He probably did that. He's probably an asshole. It's so interesting to me because it's like a guy can't even end a relationship with a woman without being painted as the villain, without being painted as the bad guy, when in reality, men usually don't leave relationships. And I think it takes a lot usually for a man to leave a relationship. So when he does, why don't people look at it as in like, oh, men don't usually leave, so there must be a reason that he left. No, they don't. They just want to vilify him. Or maybe he just wanted to leave. Women leave men all the time for no good reason, and it's celebrated and it's totally fine. But if a man leaves a woman, oh, it's the end of the world. How dare he?
No matter who ended the relationship, we are the villains, no matter what. Women leave men for no good reason all the time. Men usually have a reason, at least.
The fastest way to lose a good man isn't cheating. It's becoming his biggest source of stress instead of his peace. Men don't leave because someone prettier came along. They leave because home became harder than the world. When a man is dealing with work pressure, financial stress, the weight of providing, he needs one place to breathe. That place should be you. But modern women forgot this. They compete with their man instead of complimenting him. They challenge every decision, question his leadership, turn conversations into debates. That's not partnership. That's exhausting. They compete with their man instead of complimenting him. They challenge every decision. A man doesn't need you to be his therapist or his mother. He needs you to be his woman. Soft where the world is hard, warm where everything else is cold, loyal when everyone else is conditional. When a woman makes home undefeatable, when she feeds him, desires him, chooses him daily, that man doesn't even see other women. Not because he can't, but because nothing out there competes with what he has at home. Loyalty isn't a promise. It's a reality you create. If your man is distant, ask yourself, am I adding to his peace or his problems? Make home his sanctuary or watch him find peace somewhere else?
Most women might not even realize that they're pushing their man away until it's too late, until he's gone. Here's how you notice. It's not always cheating that drives men out. It's disrespect, constant negativity, emasculinizing him, belittling him, and making him feel like no matter what he does, it's never enough. When men feel drained instead of inspired, they don't explode. They retreat. They stop opening up. They stop putting in effort. They stop fighting for the relationship. And then the women play the victim, acting blindsided when he finally leaves. But the truth is, you created an environment where he couldn't thrive, where his presence felt like a burden instead of a blessing. And men will not stay where they feel unvalued, unseen, unappreciated. So if your man is pulling away, stop pointing the finger at him and look in the mirror. You might be the reason. Respect him, admire him, build him up instead of tearing him down, because the moment he realizes peace exists without you, he'll never come back. And that's a hard truth most women don't want to hear.
Men really have been saying this for ages. They are not hyper-famous like most women today, yet they still get the hard end of the stick. Better to just leave.
I feel like men feel like when they leave, the woman's gonna do worse.
Y'all don't get to feel for us.
Why?
Because
That's
this
what-
our feelings.
Okay, so
I
tell
feel
me-
like men feel like.
Okay, so you put me on game. Do you feel like, as a man, that when you leave a woman, she's gonna do worse?
I think she gonna continue to do whatever she doing that's making me leave. This is the thing, ladies. We're not looking for you to buy us nothing or take us anywhere. It's all about how you treat us. Do you listen? Can you hear me? Can we work this out? Can we talk? How you act around people? How you treat people? How do people receive you? Do you walk in the room and suck the air out of it, or are you a delight to be around?
Do you feel like you can turn a hoe into a housewife?
Hoes make the best housewives
Why?
because they know what men like. That's why they successful hoes. You never seen a hoe in action? Go to a Super Bowl party. The hoe is bringing the chips out. She gonna stay a little later, hit them dishes.
That's not a hoe. I
I'm
do
telling
that. Do you care if women try to date you for your money?
What money?
What do you mean?
They never change, and they crave the guy who left. I'm starting to think women secretly love when you leave.
A man knows that you don't respect him because there's no peace in the relationship. You think that he's not loving, not pleasant, not kind, not giving. No, he is reacting to the disrespect. We all know that men would rather be respected than loved. And to a man, love without respect is straight up fake. When you respect him, he thrives. When you speak into him, trust his decisions, acknowledge his effort, he will love you endlessly. When he feels disrespected, he shuts down, he pulls back his kindness, he is not pleasant, and he will not give you the best of him. So if your man is moving wild right now and the relationship feels cold and there's no peace, check the respect first. That's because he knows that you don't respect him. And when a man feels that way, the love doesn't matter anymore. Women stay for love and men stay for respect. So if you want his love, start with respect.
After talking to hundreds of you guys, I've realized something that I need to get off my chest. It is the men who are actually trying to save the relationships here, not the women. And what's crazy is that most of the women I've actually talked to and had consultation with tell me that their husbands are the ones sending them my videos, and that says everything. 70 to 80% of divorces are filed by women. That is not trying to fix a marriage. That is walking away from it. Most women threaten divorce long before they're ever ready to file. They use it as leverage until the man finally hits his breaking point and says, I'm done. And once he does say I'm done, that's when the gaslighting starts. She flips the script, plays the victim, promises to change, cries, manipulates, you name it. Anything to pull him back in because the control is slipping from her end. But when a man truly checks out, it's not loud, it is quiet, and it is final, and you've lost him. When a good man walks away, it is not because he stopped caring. It's because he cared too long and nobody met him halfway. So if you're watching this, man or woman, ask yourself, are you really trying to build your relationship and save it? Or are you slowly tearing it apart while you're convincing yourself that you're the one being wronged?
These women feel justified and justify each other to claim they are no longer tolerant of bad behavior, when in actual fact they are suffering anger and bitterness and have no empathy, grace, or forgiveness, and certainly have zero accountability or self-reflection on their own toxic behavior.
You know what I've noticed? Women will leave a marriage because they are just unhappy. But men, they will stay through the years of attitude, rejection, and flat out disrespect, trying to hold on to the promise they made. And that's the difference. Women chase happiness, but men fight to keep commitment. And that might sting a little, but it's true. There is a big difference between being unhappy and being ungrateful. Unhappy can be worked on. It can be fixed with effort, communication, and humility. Ungrateful, that's when you stop seeing the good right in front of you. Sometimes it is not that your husband stopped trying. It's that you stopped noticing. You stopped thanking him. You stopped respecting him. You stopped showing him the love you expect back. And eventually, even the strongest man gets tired of being treated like he doesn't matter. Men do not usually give up fast. They give up quietly. And by the time they do, it's not because they stopped loving you. It's because they were done begging to be loved back. So before you say you are just unhappy, ask yourself, are you giving the same effort and respect you are asking for?
Women chase happiness, but men seek peace. They'll stay in an effed up relationship trying to establish peace in their life. Only when they realize the effort put forth isn't achieving the peace they seek will they take the courageous step to remove themselves from the relationship.
Women are always like, men don't appreciate shit, men don't listen, men are manipulators, men are liars, men don't change, men don't do anything good, they don't understand me, they're not considerate, they're not compassionate, they're not anything, they just tolerate you because they have no one else, and as soon as they get someone else, they will leave you. But the worst part about it is instead of fixing themselves, they blame the men over and over again. They never look at themselves in the mirror and ask themselves, hey, did I show my man appreciation? Did I stop and get him something from the gas station on the way home? Like he would get me a Pepsi or a Red Bull or an energy drink? Was my way of communicating passive aggressive? Did I communicate it fairly? Have I shown any compassion or empathy to anything he has going on in his own mental health issues, or have I made it all about me? These women almost never take into consideration anything that a man has going on, and as soon as he cannot meet the goalpost every single time it changes, he's in the wrong. Even though these women do zero self-reflecting, and the only reason that a lot of these relationships are lasting as long as they do is because the men have not given up. And this is exactly why the divorce rate is so high. It's because men give and give and give and stay in relationships, and they're left with two options: either lose all of their shit or continue to tolerate the bullshit. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to continue to tolerate the bullshit until the women finally get sick of it and leave. A lot of these toxic ass women have zero accountability and zero sense of any kind of self-awareness or reflection, and you need to freaking run. Okay, bye.
We all know a man like this. The woman is unemployed, lazy, brings nothing to the table, unpleasant to be around, no friends, constantly tells her husband he's a loser. Only reason he's staying with her is for the kids.
A real man will leave you. They're not going to go back and forth with you. They're not going to argue with you. They're not going to beg with you. They're not going to plead with you. You will get a warning at best. And then if it's no changed behavior, they're out.
I'm going to spit some facts for the women out there, okay? He's not leaving you because you're a strong woman and he can't deal with a strong woman. That's not why he's leaving you. He's leaving you because he doesn't want to deal with you, okay? He wants someone who's easier to deal with. It's that simple, okay? Men do not want to deal with this all the fucking time. No man wants this. This will guarantee that every man leaves your life. And you can go sit around your girlfriends and you could say that you're a strong woman and he couldn't be with a strong woman, but really, you just can't shut up. That's all it is. Have a nice day.
Single women keep women single. Men leave because they want to be with a woman that's problem-free and brings him peace.
Men often leave relationships where they feel disrespected, and women often stay in relationships where they feel unloved, but maybe hopeful. And this is a really key distinction because we have to think about this. And this kind of thinking around men needing respect and women needing love is hugely fueled by religion. Okay, and a lot of religions, particularly Abrahamic religions, really dig deep into those scriptures in the Bible that really focus, where they believe anyway, that is being highlighted as if it is part of the male and female biological imperative and makeup, when this is actually not the case. Okay, ultimately, okay, what has happened and what religions try to do is obviously control and manage women's behavior. Because remember, respect is behavioral. It is actually demonstrated. So that is why there is the encouragement, the kind of the conditioning and the socializing of women through their behavior. And that includes what they wear, what they talk about, how they speak about men, how they speak about themselves, what they are and are not allowed to do, behavior. Women are managed by religion into behaving in ways that will be approved of, accepted, praised, noticed by men. Okay? And therefore what happens is that men are not held equally accountable or responsible for showing women respect. Because the teaching, the belief is that men need respect, as if they'll die without it, but women only need love. And what that leads to is asymmetric, unbalanced dynamics between men and women. Okay? And this doesn't only apply to people who are married. This starts way back in girlhood and childhood and boyhood. And therefore, men and women are socialized in certain ways. I recently saw a video that's floating around online whereby, I think he's a comedian, for some time he talked about the reason why he chose his wife. And one of the reasons, according to him, was that she had had very little sexual experience. And so that was one of the pluses for him, the bonus to being with her. And so he spoke about her past, or lack thereof, in his eyes, publicly on the internet. Very shortly after, his wife began to build her own platform and digital presence. And in her content, she actually talked about the fact that when she was in college, she had, in her words, a roster of men. Now come and see the comments. Okay? Suddenly, she was disrespectful for talking about her own past as an autonomous adult. That was deemed to be disrespectful and inappropriate to her husband. But it wasn't disrespectful when her husband was publicly on the World Wide Web talking about another adult's past. There is a big difference in terms of what we allow and tolerate as women in society, culture, and community around what respect actually is. And what we do is we police women into showing respect, deferring to men at every point. But we do not require and hold men accountable for showing women respect. Why? Because what we've done through this conditioning and socialization is we have told women to believe, and we've shown them that they must believe, that only love, the sentiment, emotional feeling of love, is important. And that is all they should be looking for. That is all they should expect from that man. That is a problem. Because quite frankly, respect is principle-based. There are people that we might not like, but we respect them. So how is it possible that you will accept when a man tells you that he loves you, but shows you no respect in deed or action, in public or private? That does not make any sense.
Disrespect for a man is absolutely not what women think respect is. To a lot of men, respect from a woman means blind compliance, seen and never heard, women not having wants and needs, women not having free will, women not having autonomy. If a woman does all this, she is respectable.
The moment a woman stops respecting her man, watch what happens to his attraction for her. It doesn't fade slowly, it dies. And here's what nobody tells you about that. Respect is not optional. It's the foundation. A man can handle almost anything except being disrespected by the woman he's chosen. He stops giving freely because why would he pour into someone who treats him like he's not enough? When she stops seeing his effort and his discipline, when she starts taking shots at his character or questioning his decisions in front of others, that's not ego. That is self-preservation. And then she wonders where his affection went. Where did the romance go? Honey, he didn't change. He evolved into what your disrespect taught him to become. You trained him to protect his energy instead of giving freely. That's not punishment. That is chemistry. When respect dies, attraction dies. Every time. Bring back the admiration, bring back the gratitude, or watch him pull back further.
One disrespectful moment can kill a 10-year relationship in an instant.
Why some men leave the woman he got kids by? Now, some people say he don't want to take care of the kids. It ain't that. Sometimes it could be that woman, her nagging, her complaining, the way she talk to him. She don't respect him. You know, she all about herself. She using him. He tired. He trying to be there for the children. She don't want him to be a man. You know, she want to be the head. She don't see nothing in him. She feel like she got more power over him because that's her house. That's her place. And that man love her so much, he want to stay there. But he'll stay there and go through it for so long with her bad attitude. Talk to him crazy like he a child. Every time the kid do wrong, he disciplines, she say something. You ain't got to talk to him like that. You ain't got to do that. It's hard to be a man around a woman that make you feel like a boy every time you try to be a man in the house. And when he leave from around her, he stay away from her. He still love his children. He don't cut his kids off, but she's the reason why he can't go over there or try to get him. It's always a problem with her and him. So he just stay away and mind his business. You know what I'm saying? That would really be going on out here with some people. Some of the women be lying saying the man fault, whole time it's their fault.
True, she breaks family, then regrets it. Sometimes a man will agree to pay child support just so he doesn't have to deal with the mother 24/7. Sounds bad, but true. Thanks for watching Manhood. If you want access to exclusive episodes and want to support the channel, hit that join button and become a member. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if it hit home. Drop your stories and thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. See you tomorrow.